Thank you, President Boyd. At this time, it's my pleasure to announce our commencement speaker, Dr. Hashemian. Dr. Hashemian is President and CEO of Analysis and Measurement Systems Corporation, AMS, a nuclear engineering firm headquartered in Knoxville. His technical and operational vision and leadership has enabled AMS to play a key role in ensuring the safe and efficient operation of virtually every nuclear power plant in the United States, as well as many in Europe and Asia. He's accomplished this success through the development and delivery of industry-leading instrumentation and control, system testing and analysis equipment, training and services. He's a globally recognized expert in peaceful applications of nuclear energy for electricity generation and medical diagnostics and treatment. Hashemian is a fellow of the American Nuclear Society, a fellow of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, a fellow of the International Society of Automation, and a member of the European Nuclear Society. After earning a bachelor's degree in physics from the National University in Iran, Hashemian earned his master's degree in nuclear engineering from UT in 1977. He followed that up with 3 doctorate degrees, a PhD in nuclear engineering, a Doctor of Engineering degree in electrical engineering, and a PhD in engineering science. It's not bad. I feel small now. That's really good. He's worked for the nuclear and aerospace industries and U.S. government organizations, including the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, Department of Energy, Air Force, Navy, and National Aeronautics and Space Administration. He's a member of the Department of Nuclear Engineering Hall of Fame and was awarded the 2016 recipient of the Nathan Daugherty Award, which is the Tickle College of Engineering's highest honor. I met Hash on my second day as department head in mechanical, aerospace, and biomedical engineering in 2013. At the time, his son Alex was a student in my department. I had the pleasure of knowing him and his family. I'm sure you will enjoy his talk. To me, and the reason why I asked him to talk today is because when he tells a story, he has a point, right? But also, he's very entertaining, and to me, his journey represents the quintessential American dream. An immigrant to the United States, he got an education, he opened a business, he's a wonderful part of the community, and employs many of our students as well. He's also a symbol of the value of being welcoming to people from all backgrounds and all corners of the earth, and also a symbol of the power of an engineering degree from the Tickle College of Engineering. He's also owner of a very successful company. He's also a good friend of mine. He also has some of the best suits I've ever seen. He's a wonderful friend of the college. He's a wonderful friend of the community and a wonderful friend of mine. I'm very blessed to introduce Dr. Hashemian to the stage.
That was longer than my speech. Between you and Randy Boyd, you took most of the time that I was going to spend up here. Randy, you already said I'm going to not talk on the script, so I'm going to deliver on that promise. Hello, everybody. How are you? It's good to see you. Congratulations. Seriously, Dr. Mensch, thank you for that huge introduction. I'm glad my mom is here to hear all these things. Too bad she probably didn't understand most of it. She understands some English, some. So graduates, you are an important solution to one of the biggest problems in business and industry today, and that's workforce development. That's the hugest problem we have in businesses, and you're helping to fill that gap. The United States is actually short of millions of workers of all kinds, and hundreds of thousands of engineers alone. So you're filling a part of that gap, so thank you very much. When Dr. Mensch asked me to give this speech, I asked my daughter, Nikki, who's sitting over there, what shall I talk about? She said, let's go to ChatGPT and let it write you a commencement speech, which I don't know what these PhDs these guys are talking about, it's only have done me a lot of harm because people think I have 3 PhDs, I can fix TVs, cars, and all that. I can't do anything. I can't even operate my own cell phone. I gotta get Nikki to do that. So this Chat GPT produced a fantastic commencement speech, which I brought just to read for you. So that's all I'm gonna do. How about that? No, I'm not going to do that. I wrote my own, but it's not long. It's shorter than my introduction that Dr. Mensch gave me, so don't worry. So, you know, ladies and gentlemen, writing and communication skill is one of the most important ingredients of success in business. So please write your own. Don't use Chat GPT. You can start with it like I did, and then do your own. You know, I've sit in these chairs that the students are sitting, the graduates. I love seeing you guys, really do. It's an honor to be in front of you. I've been sitting there a few times myself, and in those seats, both sides, about 6 times. Twice for my son and daughter, Alex and Nikki, who graduated here, a couple of times for my nieces, and a couple of times for my nephews. But I also had a brother here that took 9 years to get a BS degree, even though he never worked. All of his expenses was paid by my parents, including a ton of parking ticket money that he emerged over the time. At our time, I was here a few weeks ago. You guys are really lucky. There's a lot more parking here than it was then. Part of our expenses at that time was parking tickets. We paid more for parking than food, tuition, and lodging. So when my brother finally graduated, he was here actually. My dad couldn't believe it, so we brought a bunch of photographers and videographers to document objectively that my brother graduated. And people were asking us, what did he do, get a PhD in astrophysics? He said, no, he just got a BS from UT, which was good. I came here to University of Tennessee in 1975 to go to the graduate school of nuclear engineering. And while I was there, I started my company in the basement of the nuclear engineering department, together with my professor. And there was a bunch of us students that did that with professors or on our own. So as a result of that, 5 or 6 companies came out of this that were very successful. One was sold for about $1 billion, $1 billion a few years later. Another one that was started by 2 graduate students at the nuclear engineering department was sold for $200 million. And another one was sold to a very large company, international company. Now, these are $200 million and $1 billion a long time ago, so it's a huge deal. My company, of course, is still here, so I'm the smallest of all the ones that came out of the university, but I'm still very happy and thank God every day. We used to hire people, and they stayed forever. I got people that had worked for me for 30 years. They are still there. But then in around 2010, the world all of a sudden changed. We start seeing people leaving and attrition and all, and asked around what's going on. They said, well, the new generation will not work for you unless you provide a lot of flexibility. And we did, and it has worked for us. So we are providing a lot of flexibility. You know, I never heard the word work-life balance till 2010. I don't know what it means. I still don't. So work-life balance was not there. I just actually wonder why people worked for us when the company was young. We gave the horrible salaries. We had no benefits. Everybody smoked. I was a horrible boss because I never studied business. And I told them, you're like my kids. You do what I say. And they did. If you do that today, nobody will work for you. I promise you. People ask me, how did you make it? And I tell them always 2 things: hard work and good people. One of the best things about my life, beside my family, my children, my mom, and everybody else, is my people. I really enjoy working with them. They enjoy working in the company, and we love what we do. So if you love what you do, work is going to become like vacation, and work-life balance would be automatic. You don't have to worry about it. Now, I came to the United States as a 24-year-old student to go to graduate school, and I landed in Houston, Texas. I came from Iran. And Iranian kids that come to the United States tell you that a person who picks you up from the airport and takes you to your dormitory or hotel or wherever and mentors you for the first few days or few weeks of being in the United States sets your destiny. And that's to some extent true. For me, that was my brother, not the one I was telling you about. This one is different. Just as bad, if not worse. So when you come to US, this is a long time ago, you think every place in US looks like New York. A lot of tall buildings, a lot of cars, hustle and bustle, you see a lot of stuff. My brother took me from Houston directly to Beaumont, Texas. And in the way I kept asking him, I said, listen, where are all these big buildings and cars and everything? He said, wait till we get to Beaumont. We finally got to Beaumont, and the tallest building there was the library of the university there, small university, and it was only 4 stories tall. So that was the first tallest building I saw in the United States. So my message from that is that please get yourself a good mentor. To me, a good mentor could be your parents, professors, friends, is very important. One that directs you, mentors you, helps you, and is not a master of misinformation like I got. This brother of mine got his master's degree in chemical engineering from Texas, and the first thing he did after that, he started a restaurant. My dad called and said, what the hell? I paid all this money for this guy to become an engineer, and he started a restaurant. Nothing wrong with starting a restaurant. It's an honorable profession, obviously. But you don't need a master's degree in chemical engineering to start a restaurant. So, this is a guy who got married remotely. He was not in his own wedding. So, this is true. I told his wife not to marry him. She didn't listen. Now she says she should have listened. Too late. And I'll let you guess, where does this guy work for and for who? He works in Knoxville, Tennessee for my company. So the last thing I want to tell you is this: don't be stubborn like this guy and listen to no one but yourself. If you do, you're going to end up working for your brother, and your wife is going to regret marrying you. Thank you very much.